Watching naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big herd driving cocks.
The Atlantean trench coat has got to be my favorite outfit. There's just one small issue. It's way too fat to be worn by a regular character. So I have to wear the diving helmet over top of this overcoat, which makes me look way too tall, which apparently is not good for making YouTube videos, I guess. Arc spheres are also a special magic accessory only worn by the most toxic of all PvP players. Little known fact, however, the arc sphere works best with eye poppers.
Ah, look, there's a little cutie. Who's a little cutie? Is it you? Yes, it's you. Who's...
Oh, no, please don't hurt me. I am lonely.
Additionally, the same concept works with the dark bronze helmet. There are two types of rings you can put on your character's body: bracelets and armbands. Armbands goes on your arms and bracelets go on your hands, which can create some very unique and nice color patterns as long as you do not have the muscle game pass, which completely butt fucks your entire collection of armbands and bracelets, because let's admit it, your guns are way too big to have armbands on and your hands are way too small to have bracelets on. You wanna know what does work with muscles? By far, the merchant's coat is the most coolest looking on-skin character accessory. Oh, and let's finish this look off with a black shroud. Of course, I can't say it's the best way to look, but it is a good looking way to look. Since I do not have a fighting style on this account anymore, I can just rely on the default fighting shoulder pads. However, the reason why the shoulder pads gotta fit in with the same color as the shirt is because it kind of clips at this area. I mean, it doesn't feel the same for you, but for somebody like me who's a complete perfectionist, this is extremely important. However, if you want to go as minimalistic as a character as possible, but you still want your character to have a pair of balls, the game developer ironically does this to their own NPC characters by giving them the warrior's boots. Apparently, the warrior's boots and the default shirt, it just works. And if you do not like the midline area, which I obviously don't, since I always wear a pair of falls, all a good man's gotta do is cover that shit up with a diaper. He doesn't have to go to the bathroom anymore. He can just shit whenever he wants to. That's why so many people are wearing skirts nowadays. Let's say you want to play your character both heavy and light at the same time. And let's say you want to put on a sunken armor chest plate, because of course you're gonna have one of those. And will you look at that? The hand wraps wrap straight around the player model's mesh. It's like they're their own kind of magic. But all you gotta do to go a bit lighter as a dress up, you gotta turn off the torso. However, this does not work well with armor since it only puts on chainmail underneath your character. However, which was brought upon from World of Magic, the only exception to this problem is Arcanium armor, Ravenna Centurion armor, and Titanium armor. In World of Magic, it was common for players to walk around with Titanium armor on, but without a shirt on to flex the fact that they have gotten the lucky drop from the exile. This was brought upon Arcane Odyssey, but it's a lot less popular since everybody can have their own fucking pair of titanium armor. This also
Jimmy angry. Jimmy throw temper tantrum. Jimmy throw bronze at people.
But for all other mesh items that are not clothing based, you can basically put them on and you just have a different pair of arms. But if you put a suit underneath this as your original t-shirt, trust me, people are gonna take you seriously. Whoa, what the hell is wrong with black armor? However, there is one shirt that breaks this law of having not a torso on: the fighting robes. If you're tired of the 3D render of the fighting robes, you think it looks ugly, you could just turn off torso and you have yourself a 2D variant, all with the same accessory based equipment and the muscle mesh fiber tone. However, I do give props to the Jade Flower dress. It is one of the buggiest dresses that have been recently added. Now, they obviously added some new class-based items into this game, such as the fighting armor, which in my opinion is very ugly, despite its massive coolness, simply for the fact that the arms are just way too big compared to the waist. According to a default Roblox character, the arms are supposed to end right at around the waistline. They're not supposed to be that big. Basically looks uncanny compared to the default model. The Oracle robes are essentially, what the fuck? The same. Oh, but don't you think pants can also help you in this? Well, it can't help you, but it's funny when you stand on sand. In this game, sand and liquids that come from your shoes are shaped based on the way your feet's soles look like. Regularly, you're supposed to walk in the sand like this, and that's how your footsteps look like. But let's take that off. Let's put on a skirt. Just massive skirt steps, because in this game, your skirt is basically your legs. Let's walk with the pirate captain's legs. Let's see how that looks. What happened?
The footsteps got cut in half.
When standing idle, it's really fucking funny to see that thing tap. There it is. But a special thing about the pirate captain's leg is the pirate captain's leg affects the right leg, which is the exact leg you use for iron leg. It's always the right leg for iron leg. There's no left leg. So if you want to turn your leg into literally an iron leg, the pirate captain's peg leg is exactly the accessory for you.
But if you don't want to be a gay-ass pirate, there's something else for you.
The Atlantean fish leg, particularly the one that affects your right leg, can really give your character some potential. Who am I? Yes, and as you can see, the footsteps are not rendering. The monster fish leg's leg is actually backwards. But out of all, in my opinion, the best looking kinds of leg are either the warrior's pants or warrior pants based items, such as the mountaineer's boots, the warrior's boot, and best of all, the Ravenna noble's boots. They're the best ones to expressing the fact that your character has some balls, specifically because both your thighs look thick on this character. He's got a pair of big ass booties, and he's man spreading, which can make your male character look sexy as hell. But if you don't want that to happen, if you like your character to be even thicker, apparently the default iron armor is one of the thickest accessories out there, as well as general argos, but that's horizontal thick. If you want a real ass on your bozo, this is the shirt for you. There's only one issue, just a tiny issue with the looks. There is something really messed up with the backside. This is the original Roblox mesh. For some reason, it doesn't go round all the way. It kind of cuts off around here. It doesn't even look good with the knight's helmet, which is the helmet that goes along with this mesh. This helmet just doesn't make any goddamn sense. There's no reason for a person to wear this helmet unless they want to roleplay as a Lego knight. In my opinion, the best looking male accessories to put in a male character are the steel pauldrons, or the spiky pauldrons. The spiky pauldrons, if you're unlucky enough to find superheated or one that's based off your character's color, can really expand the size of your character's shoulders, make them look even more broad. In my opinion, it's much better to just have a texture shirt rather than a mesh shirt, because some of these mesh shirts have some really skinny ass arms, and it's gonna get you questioning your own masculinity. Pirate captain's shirt, it's kind of a mind breaker, but then you see the connections between the arm and the gloves, and it just looks so goddamn tiny. But if you're looking to maximize your output, I insist you go straight towards a dyer. Press on that ugly shirt you want masterpiece, and just press dye. That's going to completely nullify the item's color and texture, which is going to make it shirtless. You cannot do this with pants, unfortunately. This means your guy is now naked, so you no longer have to wish for a nuclear winter patrolling these ways. Maybe you take those pants off. Yeah, you can tell I've played Berserker before. The reason why the Ravenna Baltius, in my opinion, are much better than the Apostle Falls is because the Apostle Falls are way too high up. You want to show your abs to everybody. You gotta show that V shred. Like a black man minding his own business, you gotta have your pants all the way down. I should have said New Yorker. Maybe let's just top that off with a cape to show everybody who's the boss. And maybe let's put a crown on that head too, since you're gonna be the king. I don't have a crown. But can't forget the most important thing, which is free for every character, the hair. The haircut is going to determine whether you're a little pussy boy or a big strong man boy. But the fact that my character's bald is not related to the fact that men who take loads of testosterone usually end up balding. And they don't want to show the world that they're balding because of all that testosterone they're taking, so they shave all their heads off. And that's why most bodybuilders have either extremely receding hairlines, or they're bald, or they have crew cuts, or they have some kind of short haircut, and they do not look like they watch fucking anime for a living. Maybe you also want to show your wild side. The wolf pelt hood is one of my favorite items to wear in this game. It's unironic, but since it covers the top half of your character's eyes, it helps give your character more of a rogue look. The only problem I really have with this outfit is it's wolf related. You know how wolf people are like. Let's wear the Arcane quartz amulet. This is one of the best looking amulets in the entire game. Another one of my favorite accessory types to wear is the Greenwish cultist set. I wish they have more outfits that's related to the Greenwish. They've had some of the most best, badass, and coolest looking items out of all the items in the game, aside similarly with the Windrow Wolf set, the Ravenna armor set, and the entire Atlantean set. including chest rewards. Damn, I should have really prepped some loadouts for these vanity items. But I'm not gonna be one to tell you how to be masculine. Be your own version of masculinity. All I really did was give examples and some insight into how the fashion system works in this game, because honestly, it's one of the main things that keeps me going in this game. It's one of the main reasons why I'm still farming King Calvis despite having like 200 hours in the game, simply to get that crown, just so I can add another item to my collection. That is why it takes around 10 seconds for the inventory to load, because my inventory is filled with so many vanity items I'm barely ever going to use, and women's clothing. And also keep in mind, most of these items I don't even use in the first place, because dressing as a woman, in my opinion, is really fucking gay.